Liberal elites hunting deplorable rednecks. That's what we're going to have a look at in this video. The movie is called The Hunt. Now, before I do a review on it, I have seen this movie multiple times. I've read the script. I read the script before the movie came out, and after the movie was scheduled to come out, but there was a shooting in the USA, and as a sign of good faith, I suppose, the producers, the studio, whatever, they pulled the movie from release because they just thought the timing wasn't going to be very good timing at all. Okay, so as I said, leftist elites hunting deplorable rednecks. That seems to be the premise of the movie. Let's just have a quick look at the trailer, then just to refresh you, then I'll have a little bit of a chat about the movie by way of review, and I'll try to keep the spoilers to a minimum. Let's have a look at the trailer now. And remember what I said about trailers, they start off with that piercing music just to get you in straight away.
Hello? Hey! What is happening? What is all of this?
Did you see that article? Every year, these liberal elites kidnap a bunch of normal folks like us and hunt us for sport.
The last I heard, free speech still exists.
Don't First Amendment me.
It wasn't real.
Everybody get out of here!
We were joking.
There's been a killing spree. You gotta come here right now.
You actually believed we were hunting human beings for sport. But you are.
We have an opportunity here to teach these people.
These are not real people. They're actors.
I'm playing an Arab refugee, but I identify as white. I think that's problematic too, in some way.
You wanted it to be real, so you decided it was.
What kind of sick people would even think of something like that?
White people. We're the worst.
Yeah, as you as you can imagine, that at the very last, white people were the worst. Absolutely triggered the whole lot. Leftist elites hunting rednecks, and then white people were the worst. That was just the epitome. Okay, so it got pulled. The script was leaked. Somehow the script got out. I managed to get a copy of it and had a good read of the script. And when I was done, I thought, I think this is going to be a little bit of a brilliant movie. I think it's definitely a movie that's worth a watch, just to see if it's following the script. Because you know, you can get a script that's leaked, but it doesn't mean it's legit. It could be a phony leak. Of course, it'd be a pretty elaborate phony, the fact that someone has written an entire script quickly based on what they saw on a preview trailer or something like you've just seen. Okay, so as you might have figured out, this lady here, this one here, she's the main heroine, I guess you would say, of the movie. She's the protagonist, and Hilary Swank is the villain, the main villain movie. Now, talking about strong female characters, that is, obviously some in the Hollywood put a character out there, a little bit of pushback against it, and then they just say, oh, men don't like strong female characters. And of course, it doesn't matter how much people say, no, we don't like stupid characters. We don't care if it's a woman, but we have to have a believable, strong female character. There's got to be something about the character that makes us say, yes, her strength, her actions, everything is kind of legit. And everything flows and it's justified. Everything she does is justified. And if she is going to do something and we've not seen her do it before, then we have to set it up that she knows how to do it. So the sort of thing I'm talking about here with the setup. So if you have a look at the movie Aliens, after Ridley Scott, you had James Cameron did Aliens. We have a couple of setups there. One is, the main one that I want to talk about is when Ripley is in the hospital before she's left to go on the second mission. Burke says to her, "I know all you could get was a job driving loaders." That's what he said to her. Then, when they're on the Nostromo, Suvlaco, when they're on the Sulaco, she says to the commander, "Is there anything I can help with?" And he says, "I don't know, is there anything you can do?" And she says, "I can drive that loader over there. I've got a class 2 rating or something." And then she goes and grabs the loader. So we had Burke setting her up, being able to do that skill. Then we had her exhibiting that skill, which was a setup for the end of the movie when she gets in the loader and she fights the Queen alien. So we had multiple setups for that end scene. We didn't see Ripley just trudging along doing nothing and then suddenly she gets in the loader, because if that had happened we would have thought, oh, whatever, she's a Mary Sue, she can just do anything. By having little setups, we tend to believe it more, so that when she does exhibit the skill, we don't question the skill. So what you have in this one is you have the protagonist, and right from the very beginning you know that there is something special about her, that she's not like the other. So you can see this is the protagonist here, and then you can see this blonde woman here. This blonde woman here is your epitome, what you would call your atypical dumb blonde. You know that she's cast to type, in other words. Her acting, everything she does is just to play the part of that dumb blonde. Everything this woman does, you instantly and instinctively know there is something special about her, and that she's cool, she's calm, she's not going to go along with the mob, and she's her own person. You know that within the first couple of minutes of the movie. So everything she does from then on starts to be justified. Little things that she just lets out, you understand that she's not a woman to be messed with. So when she's able to do a lot of things, you don't question it. You actually expect her to be able to do a lot of things. And the way Hilary Swank was set up at the beginning, you also expect her to be able to be quite capable as well. Okay, so in terms of the deplorables, like leftist elites hunting rednecks sort of a thing, this movie is what I would consider to be over the top. Every character is like a meme. So as you saw, he said, "I'm a Middle Eastern guy playing a refugee, but I identify as a white person," or something like that. That is the epitome of some of the elements in the movie, where they're taking some of the leftist ideals, some of the SJW sort of memes that are out there, and they're just lumping it onto those left-wing characters. They are just so far out there, it just stands out as that character is like a living meme. And then you have on the right-wing side, you have again that same type of thing. Anything that you might think of would be a meme type of right-wing person ends up on that right-wing side as well. And therefore, even though it's an action type of movie and there's a little bit of suspense in it, there's some good comedy in it as well. And of course, with a movie that's an action movie, you need to have comedy. Again, I'll refer to James Cameron's Aliens, where you had comedy. So you had Hudson, and he was kind of like comic relief. His little interactions with Vasquez was a little bit comical, but when push came to shove, Hudson was actually really quite a capable soldier. But just some of those other little tiny comical type things, they add to an action movie. When a movie's just full on action and there's no comedy in it, it tends to get a little bit stale and a little bit boring. So with this movie, like I said, I've seen this many times. It doesn't get old. To me, it's a movie that you can see multiple times. Now, no, I would not have seen this in the cinema, and I did not see it in the cinema. I saw it after it had finished at the cinema, and I don't think it's really a cinema movie. It seemed to be, to me, more a movie that you would have expected to be made for TV or something like that. Just a lower budget, just a well thought out film. I don't know if a leftist would be annoyed at it, or I don't know if a right-wing person would be annoyed at it. I found it just thoroughly enjoyable but like I said, I could laugh at both sides, the left and the right, so I found both characterizations to be quite memey, unrealistic, but that's what made the movie good. The logic that you saw at the end of Hilary Swank, it wasn't real. You made it real. We're not hunting people. And then the protagonist says, well, yeah, you kind of are. So that's like one of the weirdest twist things in the movie. Now, there are a couple of little twisty things in the movie that definitely I will not spoil. I think you can probably figure out who are going to be the surviving people at the end, just based on the trailer and some of the images and so on and so forth. But in terms of enjoyment, a movie to enjoy, yes, I thoroughly enjoyed it, obviously, because I've seen it more than once, so I'm quite happy to watch it repeatedly. And I think it's one that you can actually watch multiple times. It's not one of those ones, if it comes onto a streaming service near you and you've got a recorder, like a HD recorder or something that can record it, hey, record it and then just watch it a few times and then keep it, or watch it a few times and delete it, or whatever. I wouldn't say go and buy the DVD of it or anything like that. I'm not sure if it's really worthy of purchasing. That's how I view my things. Would I actually pay to own this? Well, no, I wouldn't. But if it comes on my streaming service, I definitely will watch it and I'll keep it, and I have it that way. That's that sort of thing. In any case, yeah, again, got a couple, I think it's about an hour and a half, this one. So if you've got an hour and a half to spare and you want to have a little bit of bloody, gory and light-hearted entertainment, then I do recommend this movie, as long as you've got a sense of humor. If you're a full-on crazy person on the left or a full-on crazy person on the right and you don't have a sense of humor, then I don't think this is the movie for you. But if you've got a good sense of humor, then yeah, give it the odd one too. If you've seen it, do let me know what you think of it in the comments below, if you agree or disagree with me, or if you're looking forward to seeing it or something like that, or if you have any questions about the movie, do let me do ask those as well. I will say I would not recommend this for young children, because there are some quite bloody, gory scenes in it, and it's probably not good for young children. But otherwise, I think, yeah, I would say 15 and up is not going to have a problem with it, and very mature. I'll just say 15 and up. Otherwise, I don't want to recommend it for anyone that's a little bit younger than that. And that's all I've got for this video. If you like this sort of thing, you want to see more of it, please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.